Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is the Raptor, and this time we got the Season 2 finale of Who'd Win and Why. And you guys all know what this is. It's Civil War. Now, some of you guys don't know what I mean by that. What's going to happen is that I'm going to take each of the two teams, which is, Captain America's team and Iron Man's team, the movie versions of those characters, and basically I'm just going to, put them together and see which team would realistically come out on top. So, spoiler alerts for Captain America Civil War if you haven't seen it already. Nothing like that's going to happen. It's not going to be like Captain America and Bucky, they leave on a jet, and it's not going to be like Black Widow switches sides. It's not going to be anything like that. What's going to happen is that it's going to be the teams are going to fight, and let's see which team would win in a battle to the death. As long as one character on a team is still standing and not dead, that team is still alive. That team can still win. So that's how it is. All members of the team has to be dead for the other team to win. So guys, I had to put a lot of effort into this one. I had to research a lot because I am more familiar with the comic versions of characters rather than the movie version, so I have to specifically look up what they're capable of and how different they are, because while they are based off the comics, they're not exactly the same at all. There are many, many differences. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. I put a lot of effort into it. I know that a lot of you guys were really excited for it. So, here it is. This is part one of the two parts. Part one is going to be saying all the information, because there's a lot of characters. There's 12 characters, 6 on each side. And then the second part, not exactly sure when that's going to come out, if it's going to come out today or maybe tomorrow. I don't really know when that's going to come out yet because I don't really know. But that will actually be saying who would win and why. So I guess really this video shouldn't be titled Who Would Win and Why Part 1, but you know what, I'm going to title it that anyway. Before I actually get into that though, I know that there's been a lot of people on the internet wondering whose sides would Thor and Hulk be on if they were still here? What sides would they pick? And I'm going to give my honest opinion for that. So with Thor, I think Thor's a bit more clear-cut than the Hulk. I think Thor would be on Captain America's side, because, I don't really think that Thor would want to be, in any way controlled by the government. That's not the way Thor works. He does what he wants to do. That's my personal opinion. I just see him more likely to join Captain America's side than have any reason for joining Iron Man's side. Plus, this is kind of a weak argument, and this is only, half true, but I feel Thor wouldn't be that worried about the collateral damage, because while he is trying to protect Earth, it's not Asgard, it's not his own home. But, that's my opinion on it. And with Hulk is a bit, I'm kind of torn with Hulk, because I want to say that he'd be on Iron Man's side, because, Bruce Banner hates his alter ego, and he doesn't want any damage done, any unnecessary damage done, he hates collateral damage. And I could see him joining Iron Man's side to basically prevent that. But then I want to say join Captain America's side, because the Hulk is all about, he wants to run away from the government because he doesn't want the government to make a weapon out of him. Both Bruce Banner and Hulk don't want this. And I feel that if he's in any way affiliated with the government, that would just, I don't know, that would kind of, I feel, defeat the whole purpose of that. I feel why would Hulk want to, almost turn himself in? So, if this was going to be a thing where, one had to join one team and the other had to join the other team, then sure, put Hulk with Iron Man and put Thor with Captain America. But, with Hulk, I'm a bit torn. But yeah, if I had to pick one, put him with Iron Man just because it's even. But, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the information, specifically this video is about the information of these characters. So, what's the information? Let's find out. I have to say it this time because who and why for this video doesn't make sense. So anyway, I'm gonna start off saying Iron Man's characters and what they're capable of, and then I'm gonna move over to Captain America's characters. So let's start off with Iron Man. So unlike Iron Man versus Captain America, which was another Who'd Win and Why I did back then, it was the season finale of season 1. I am only going to allow Iron Man to use one suit, which is the suit that he was using in Civil War, and that suit is Mark 46. Now, like all the other Iron Man suits, it gives him increased strength and durability, superhuman strength, superhuman durability. It also gives him the power of flight. He has his repulsors, he has his unibeam, he has rockets, he has lasers, it's head to toe with weapons and gadgets. He also has his powered clamp, which allows him to bind his opponents. I think it's 2 discs that use electricity or something, bind and tie the legs or something like that, something along the lines of that. And he's able to do that to Captain America, which is pretty impressive. He also has Jarvis, which as we all know is his onboard computer system, which allows him to, it gives him a better idea of his surroundings, and it tells him things he needs to know, what's his percentage at, Jarvis is just it's his onboard computer system. He also is a somewhat good strategist. He has a lot of experience working in a team and even somewhat leading the team because, like, you know, both Captain America and Iron Man are like the two leaders of the Avengers. They can both be considered a leader, essentially. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Iron Man. I'm not gonna go like as in detail as I would for everyone else that I'm putting on Who'd Win and Why, because again, 12 characters, that would go on forever. So I'm gonna say the basics of the characters because that's really, I feel, all I really need to know to figure out who'd win. Because if I try to go into like the too deep, it's just gonna be stuff that, like, unnecessary stuff that I probably wouldn't need to know, if you guys know what I mean by that. So next on the list we have Black Widow for Iron Man's side. Now Black Widow does have some gadgets with her. She does have her Black Widow's bite, and she does have her electric batons, but generally what she's most known for is her skills as an assassin, as an acrobat, as a fighter, like as an expert martial artist. As you know, like I said, as a fighter, she can take on Hawkeye. She's very athletic. She, like, you know, she doesn't have any powers, but she does have gadgets if she needs them. Like a lot of his electrical gadgets. And, you know, like, she's fighting alongside the Avengers. She has very great reflexes. She doesn't have enhanced strength or speed or anything, but she is very fast for a regular person. And, you know, she's so good at fighting, you know, from her experience as in the Red Room and training with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, like training with S.H.I.E.L.D. So, you know, she may be considered the weakest member of the Iron Man team, but, you know, she's still able of holding her own against very skilled people. And she has fought superpowered people before in the past. I believe even one-on-one. You know, like, she's even able to fight Black Panther, who we'll get to in a second, but, you know, like, he's able to, like, keep up with Captain America and Winter Soldier, who are nearly like super soldiers. So that's pretty impressive. Anyway, moving on. Now, let's see, we're going to talk about War Machine. Now, War Machine, like Iron Man, does have a lot going for him. He has the repulsors, he has the Unibeam, still enhanced durability and strength. He also has his stun, I forget the name of it, but it's his stun bow staff or whatever that he can use to, like, it's non-lethal, but it is very powerful, like a very powerful shock of electricity. So that's something else that he has. It also has a lot of weapons similar to Iron Man's. Also, just Jim Rhodes in general is an expert martial artist, believe it or not, and he is a pretty good tactician. And he can fight, you know, like I said, he's a very experienced fighter. And like I said, like the durability, like I feel like it's mostly Iron Man, but I don't think that he really has Jarvis, though I think he might be able to he can communicate to Iron Man through the suit, which is something that helps, you know, when it comes to a strategy point of view. But, you know, like Iron Man, he's armored, you know, he's heavily armored, like, he has a lot of weapons with him. He's like Iron Man, essentially, but there are differences, but not many to really go in depth into. Now let's go into Black Panther, since I already mentioned him. Now, Black Panther has the speed to keep up with Captain America and Winter Soldier, who are super soldiers, as we've seen in Civil War when he was basically outrunning moving cars, which is very impressive when you really think about it. He also has his vibranium suit and vibranium claws, which are able to groove Captain America's shield. So, you know, vibranium can hurt vibranium if you know, like, it's powerful enough and there's enough force going behind it. So that's impressive. You know, like, his suit is very durable. He is very strong. You know, like, he's able to go up against Bucky, like, in combat many times, who is able to you know, he has his metal arm, which, well, first of all, Bucky's pretty much like a super soldier. He has around the same limits as Captain America, though he does have a metal arm, which gives him an increase in strength with that one arm. And, you know, he's able to go up against him, and he's an expert martial artist. He's very fast, very agile, and relatively strong, and very durable because of the suit. You know, like, he's an acrobat, he's fast, he has a high level of agility. You know, Black Panther, he is different than he is in the comics, as I said. That's why I'm doing this video, because they're all different. But those are the main stuff that I have to go over with Black Panther. Again, his strength is not up to the level of Captain America, and maybe not even his speed, but we know that he can keep up with them, and he is very agile, very strong, very durable. Again, not to the level it's like Iron Man or anything, or even Captain America, but, you know, for a regular human, he's very impressive. Next on the list, we have two more. Okay, so first I'll go into Spider-Man and then Vision. So Spider-Man, obviously, we know that he has superhuman strength, durability, reflexes, agility. His senses are dialed to 11, as he said. Now, believe it or not, this Spider-Man actually doesn't have spider sense. or at least not that I can see. Maybe they'll touch more into that in let's say like Spider-Man Homecoming, but from what I've seen, this Spider-Man doesn't have spider sense. We've seen him caught off guard many times from remember like Falcon's bird Red Wing. He never saw that coming. And many things that like Spider-Man, like he's clearly surprised by a ton of things. So I guess like the senses are almost supposed to like replace the spider sense, and some of the stuff that he's done may be for like comedic stuff, like maybe like being like kicked in the face by Ant-Man when he grew, but the point is we've never seen any like real version of spider sense from this version of Spider-Man. Just something I thought I'd mention. So he does have his web shooters, like general Spider-Man. He has a high level of intelligence, and he is very like strong and fast, and he is a great strategist, as we've seen with Giant Man. So that's pretty much all I have to say for Spider-Man, but he doesn't have a lot of combat experience, obviously. That's another thing to point out. With Vision, we all know Vision. He's a synthetic robot, I think how you pronounce it, something like that. He's immensely strong. He's very fast. He can fly. We know that he has his Mind Stone on his forehead, which is basically gives a very powerful blast of energy, and we know that he can phase through objects. He does have weaknesses though, like electricity. Is a very big weakness of his. We also know that with enough telekinesis from Scarlet Witch, we know that he can, she can basically hold him without him being able to move. But, those are, minor weaknesses. We know that the Vision is very powerful. He's very smart, strong. He doesn't necessarily like to fight. He prefers not fighting over fighting. But if that makes any sense. But you know what I mean. He's somewhat of a pacifist, but he'll do what he has to do. But he is very tough. And remember, he is able to stand up to Ultron, who it took a ton of Avengers to try to stand up to. So that's crazy. That's pretty insane in my book. So that's pretty much the basics of Iron Man's team. Now let's get over to Captain America's team. So we got Captain America. He has his shield. We know that. He's a super soldier, not to the level of Spider-Man or Iron Man, because he's not superhuman, but he is very strong for a regular human. He was able to pull back a flying helicopter in the movie. What else? He's also able to run at the same speed as Black Panther. Well, probably run a tiny bit faster, but you guys know what I mean. Also, he has a suit which provides light protection from weapons and stabbing weapons and stuff like that. He also, like I said, he's very strong, he's very fast, he's somewhat durable, he is a great strategist. Remember in the Avengers, he was able to strategize really well. He's basically he's a war hero, he's fought in wars. He's fought he's fought Loki, as we know. He's had a lot of experience leading a team, being a part of a team, and working with the team. And we know and even Captain America's team has a lot of characters that he's worked alongside with many times, which include Winter Soldier and Falcon, which I will get to right now. So first I'm going to talk about Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier has around the same stats as Captain America. He does have his arm, which is like a robotic arm, which gives him enhanced strength even further than Captain America's, but not to the level of Spider-Man, as we've seen that Spider-Man can easily catch it. You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude. You remember that, if you saw the movie. What else? So Winter Soldier, he is, again, he's from the war. He's an expert he can strategize with Captain America. He's an expert marksman. He can fight. He's a pretty good martial artist. I think that's really all I have to say for Winter Soldier. I think sometimes he does have a gun with him, but I'm not sure if he did in the movie. But the point is, he is an expert marksman. He can strategize well with Captain America. He has around the same level stats as Captain America, at least in the movies he does. Anyway, so that's the basics of Winter Soldier. Now let's move on to Falcon. So Falcon, obviously, he has his wings, which allow him to fly faster than a jet, which I think is pretty dang fast. He also is an expert martial artist. He is a very, very good tactician. He like Cap, he was in the war, and he is able to strategize really well. What else about Falcon? He, like I said, he can fight. He is able. What else about Falcon? I can't even remember. Basically, the basics are that he does have like a suit, which I think also gives him light protection. But he can fly. He's very fast. He's very agile. He is a pretty good fighter on foot. I think that's really all I have to say for Falcon. I feel like there's something else I was gonna say, but it's probably not that important that I can't really remember it. So who else do we have on Cap's side? We also have Hawkeye. And Hawkeye, we know that he has a ton of trick arrows. He's an expert marksman. He never misses. He is very good at hand-to-hand. He's trained with shield. He has his bow, and he like I said, even without he has regular arrows. He has trick arrows. Without his arrows, he is still very good at fighting. He can stand up to Black Widow, though we do know that Black Widow is probably a bit better in martial arts and fighting than Hawkeye. But we know that he never misses. His quiver does have limited space, obviously, but he does have a lot of trick arrows, which gives him a very good versatility edge. I don't think it's like as immense as the comics, but he does have a lot of trick arrows with him, a lot of regular arrows. He is a very versatile man, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Now we got two more characters on Cap's side, and then we're finished the information section. So first we got Scarlet Witch. So Scarlet Witch is very, very powerful. She's not as powerful as like the reality warping Scarlet Witch from the comics, but she is still powerful. She is able to, obviously we've seen her mind manipulation, which can make people feel different things. She can also like put fear into the thoughts of other people. She also can, with her psionic blast, she can like blast she can blast bolts of energy. What else can she do? She can also levitate. She can, which gives her like limited flight. What else can she do? I know that she is very versatile. She also has telekinesis, which is able to instantly bring Vision to his knees and like shoot him vertically down, which is very impressive. And with enough like concentration, from Civil War, we've seen that she's able to like hold up this big thing, allowing Winter Soldier and Captain America to get to the jet that they need to go to. She doesn't have a lot of experience fighting, but she is very capable of like holding her own. She can also create a barrier around her, and she can also she has telepathy. She can communicate with other members of the team, and she can put thoughts into other people's heads. Like pretty much like telepathy communication. That's pretty impressive, and I think that's also really good when it comes to a strategy side of things. They can just strategize in their heads. I think that's pretty cool. And last but not least, we have Ant-Man. Now, Ant-Man, as we know, he can shrink down. When he shrinks down, he gains an increase. He has, like, superhuman strength. And, you're pretty much fighting someone that you can't really see. If he punches too hard, he can kill someone, which in a sense like this could actually be pretty helpful. Also, with his little discs, which can grow and shrink, he can grow himself to Giant Man, as we've seen. He can also, change the size of other things. Like, remember, like, when he threw a blue disc, which allows things to grow at a truck. So we can do that as well. So we can shrink and grow other things. He's also a pretty good fighter. He's been in prison before, but also Hope Van Dyne has helped him has helped his fighting skill. He also is he also, believe it or not, has above average intelligence, and he is a skilled engineer. He has also been able to basically beat Falcon in a fight, as we've seen in the Ant-Man movie. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, we already know that Falcon's like an expert martial artist. Also, Ant-Man does have the ability to talk to and control ants, though I don't think that's really going to be applicable here, because this is like the airport. This is a place where that's really not going to happen. Plus, he didn't do it in Civil War, so why would I? And I feel like if he could in that place, he would. So I feel no need to say that I just think it's more likely that he wouldn't do it than he would. He wouldn't be able to do it than he would be able to do it. So guys, that's really all I have to say for these characters. I really hope you enjoy my information section. Again, I would really appreciate it if you give me a like, comment down below if I missed anything important. This is the information, the main pieces of information that I will be using in the Who'd Actually Win video, which is part 2. I'm going to get it out as soon as I can, but for right now, just enjoy this episode. It's going to be awesome. I know a lot of you guys might not know who'd win in a fight between these characters, and believe me, I can see either team winning. It was really hard to pick a winner. I do have a winner in mind. I really hope you guys agree, but if you don't, that's fine. Again, in that video, tell me in the comments why you don't, and hopefully that video will get out pretty soon. So guys, that was my information section. Again, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, comment down everything I said, and subscribe. If you could subscribe, that'd be so great. That would really help me out. And plus, you get notified when the Civil War Part 2 video comes up. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the actual fight. See you later, and have a good night.